Hi, Sayaka. I'm in Bethesda Library in Bethesda, Maryland, United States of America. I've been saying that when I was in those 2 years of agony, part of the time I volunteered shelving books here at the library. Nonfiction is over there. That time, if you see that pole over there that says I'm trying to point to it. Copy and print books about Vietnam were around there at that time. So, when I was in those 2 years of agony, and when they finally, stopped, while I was shelving books, I was in agony as a volunteer. But in 1984, the pain stopped, it just went away, and I started to read every book on Vietnam here, one after another. Take the book off the shelf, read it, get another. One of the books I read was Born on the 4th of July. That was later made into a movie. I read that book, written by Ron Kovic. I read it here. Another book was, made into a movie later. Casualties of War. Terrible, terrible story about the rape and murder of a Vietnamese girl by U.S. soldiers, Marines. Scary story. Made into a movie later. I read that. I read a book called 50 Years of Struggle in Vietnam. I read The Tale of Q, which is the national epic of Vietnam. A great, great poetic story. And I later bought a copy for myself. I believe the translator's name was Nguyen Du. Great, great story. Then I read about this. I looked at books by this photographer, a French photographer. He had war photography for Vietnam. I believe he was killed in Vietnam. There's some dude near me talking up a storm in a real weird way. I'm trying to show him, but very annoying. Anyway, the man over there is talking up a storm. Oh, loud. Listen, I don't trust anybody in America. Nobody. I saw that video on what I used to call your website about two CIA agents who married, and they wanted to start a family and live a normal life in the United States, but the CIA said no. No, you can't. They encountered some major problems, and they were saying, as a result, they couldn't trust anybody, and they didn't want to live here in the United States anymore. But man, I hear this guy gabbing over there. Let me put this on pause. Here's all that's left of the Vietnam books. A few books here, that's it. At that time, when I was working here as a volunteer, a whole bank of books, like all along here, was all Vietnamese. Well, books about Vietnam. I was reading one after another. Now there's almost nothing about Vietnam here in this library. Anyway, when we first moved here to Bethesda when I was 7, the library was not here. It was in a small house about 1 block from here, that way, down the road there. Small white house. And the rooms all had books in them. I stayed that way in that house for a few years. And then it moved to this building here. And then later, this building was enlarged, made bigger. Bye for now.